I know with the tag, with the movie, you kind of talk about this, Sherry, about your own experience. And, you know, I think you were handed the script, and I think you said something like, how did you know? If I'm remembering right.
You are.
What was that like, reading through it, kind of processing it?
Well, it's so surreal. I mean, if you can imagine, you get something, and, you know, the first note is that, you know, my husband looks at it and sees Rachel, and he's like, wow, you know, this girl really looks like you. And then to sit down and read this, and John called me and said, we have this part for you, so we want you to read the script. And so when you actually look and you're reading something that is in writing that parallels your life 20 years ago, you know at that moment that it's for you. It's divine, you know, and it's a really cool thing to have that happen. And, you know, as an actress, you know, one of the things that we buy into is to tell stories that we believe in. That's what we're supposed to do, and we're supposed to be great storytellers. So when you get something that you know is meant for you, you're just like, wow, this is my story to tell. So, incredible.
You're off on your own in your scenes for the most part, outside of with Rachel and your one scene together.
Right.
What's that like? Because you're kind of not separate from the process for most of the movie, but you come in kind of near the middle of the movie, and you have this own personal baggage that you bring into it. How difficult was it to blur reality from what the character was written in?
Well, you know, I didn't. The wonderful thing about this particular character was that I didn't have to blur it. It was really me, and there was something that the Lord was going to walk through this with me, and that was going to be a really cool process for me to walk through. And so, you know, the hard part about the time on screen is that it is a very short time on screen. So as an actor, we need to know that. Sometimes that's extremely difficult because it can be so quick that you either miss it or that it's too overacted. And, you know, I just think that this was a place where the Lord really stepped in front of me, and it was awesome that I could bring in all my baggage and use it. You know, that's what we're supposed to do. Right. So it was great.
Yeah. And it's one of the, you know, the whole film hinges. So Sherry's screen time is fairly brief, but the whole movie hinges on her screen time. And so hers is in many ways the most powerful point in the movie, and by far the most important in terms of the message of the movie, I feel. And that forgiveness, you know, that so many people glean from the movie is wrapped up in her character being forgiven. And so it was very, very special to have her. If her scene didn't work, her character didn't work, the whole movie would fall apart. And it's amazing to see such a brief role have such power over the movie. So much so that we're putting her true life story in the credits of the film because people just demanded it be there. From the leader screenings like the one you attended, people just begged for it because her story has brought so much healing to post-abortive women all over America that they want that story in the credits.